it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you very much for joining me again today. I keep forgetting to say the whole bit about independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, but there you go. Done it now. So today is the last project that I'm doing specifically with my March craft box kit. And this is it. It's a little baby bag. And it contains two of these green and black. Now, what do they call themselves? Green and Black's Velvet Edition Dark Chocolate with Sea Salt. I have absolutely no idea what they're like because, as those of you who have been following me for any length of time at all know, chocolate and I do not get on. But I thought these would make some quite nice little customer gifts. Don't know when they're going out. They may be my February thank you gift, but they may not. I may hold on to them for a little bit longer because I've got ideas about February as well. So, this is the metric version. I've actually done a metric version specifically. And look at it, isn't it little cute? It's got one of the little binder clips. And I'm now going to do the imperial version. Again, those of you who have followed me for any length of time know that I am an imperial girl rather than a metric girl. So I don't always do things brilliantly in metric. But this one worked. Now, the imperial version is a little bit fatter, but that's just so that we get easy dimensions. So, as ever, the dimensions will be over on my blog post, which is linked immediately below here. If you click on the link in the where it says more information or description, can't remember exactly what it says on YouTube, but if you click, there's a little arrow. You'll see there's a URL link to a blog post. It takes you to the one for this. None of this having to find the one that goes with this date. It's there. So that's all good. Because obviously it's my March craft box, I am using the Picture Perfect Party Suite, and this is some of the designer series paper. On the back is this lovely berry burst chevron pattern. These are the donuts, but it works with most of the patterns. So for the imperial, we have got a piece that is 5.5 by 4 1/4. For the metric, it was 12 by 10.5. And did I write down? That's good. I wrote down the metric scoring, but not the imperial. So we'll be making it up a bit as we go along. Hey-ho. Right, apart from the else, I can't remember which way up oh, yes, I can. Yes, I can. Right. So, scoring tool. Let's get rid of our velvet, whatever they are, edition. So, with the 5.5 at the top, we are going to score gently, because this is paper, not card, at 3/4 of an inch, 2.5 inches. I'm making it up as I go along, and I'm going to write it down as I go along. In fact, let's get a pen. So, we are going, you can see my lovely scrappy notes. So this is imperial. We're going to go at 3/4, 2.5, oops, 2.5, plus 3/4, 3.25, plus 2.5 is 1/2, plus 2, 1, that can't be right. Plus 1 3/4, that's right. Plus 3/4 is 3.25. Plus 1 3/4, that would always be helpful, wouldn't it be? Right, which is 5. Yay! Hurrah! Okay, so let's write down that while I remember it. Okay. Right, then turn it so that you've got the short side at the top, doesn't matter which way. Obviously, if you've got a pattern that has an up and a down, then it matters. And then just score at 3/4 of an inch. Okay. Don't need that anymore, so let's get that out of the way. Last time I did that, I ended up knocking the whole of my camera setup off. I haven't reshot that video yet, but it will probably be the next one I do. Right, so we're going to burnish all of our score lines. Don't go mad, it is paper, not card. But, you know, make it crisp, but don't... And we've done that one. Right, okay, so let's see. Yes, you can just about see that. So this is the narrow piece, this is our spare 1/2 inch, as opposed to this side, which is the measurement 3/4. So I'm just going to cut up there and wedge out that top and bottom. Now the rest, because it is only paper, not card, I'm not going to do any more wedging, I'm just going to cut up those score lines. If it was card, I would wedge the score lines away, but we don't get the bulk with paper, so we don't need to. Right, whilst it's still in stock, I'm going to continue using Fast Fuse. It's still in stock, so I'm going to pop some Fast Fuse down the seam, so the bit that's going to flap over, and then because it's a box-ish bag, so long as you fold everything flat, it will all line up beautifully. There's no mucking about. And then, so this is my back, put the sides in, then the front, and then more adhesive here. We're not putting anything particularly heavy in the bag, so we don't need to go mad. And then that just flaps over. Bone folder inside just to make sure everything is properly stuck down. Then if we can find where we have put, where we have buried our little chocolates, those slip in there. Now you could probably, in the Imperial version, get 3 of these in. Let's give it a go. The metric is definitely only 2. Yeah, you could get 3 in the Imperial version. Another good reason to go Imperial. Okay, so then all we're going to do at the top is just fold those in. There is no need to score, it's only paper. And that's going to be our basic bag. This is the back, just got to remember that's the back. Then I'm going to grab one of the, let's find them first, where have I hidden them? One of the, oh there they are, one of the binder clips. I'm going to use the lemon lime twist one this time. And then this is going to go over the top, but in order to help close it, I've got a piece of Pool Party, and for this, it's the 1 3/4 inch punch. For the metric, I want to say it was the 1 1/2. Yeah, so for the metric, it's 1 1/2. For the Imperial, it's 1 3/4. And this is just big enough. And only just. And then what you can do is bring back in your score tool, and it's 1 3/4. Half of 1 3/4 is about here, 7/8. So you can just score, oh, can you see that? Just about, whoa! So you can score that, it just helps fold it in half more easily. And then just fold it in half. Otherwise you can just do it by eye. And then this doesn't get glued on specifically. Well, actually, I think I did glue it on the other one. Let's find out. Did I glue it on? I think I might have. Yes, I glued it on the back. Okay. So we'll pop some adhesive down one side. Find the back again. And I'm going to line it up on the front where I haven't got adhesive, particularly the Fast Fuse, and then fold it over the back. So that then keeps everything in place, and then the binder clip goes on the top, and that's beautifully in place. Right, so for the decoration, I used the Bermuda Bay satin stitch previously, but I think I'm going to use the Berry Burst finely woven for this one. So all I did was tie a half knot with a little piece of the sequin trim trapped in the knot. So let's just cut that off. What I tend to do is just take the last couple of sequins off, because they're going to fall off anyway. What you can then do is put a little bit of Tombow or fine tip glue there to stop it fraying anymore. It takes a wee while to dry, not terribly long, but a little while. So just a half knot, and then before you tighten it up, pop your mini trim in there, and then you can just make sure it's sort of central, tighten it up, and then that all sits nicely together. Trim the ends of your ribbon at a jaunty angle. I've got glue on my scissors, so those are going to need to have a clean. And then you can either bring it down or leave it up, whichever. And then we've just got a wee bit of stamping to do, which I very carefully had to one side. Oh, hidden under my ink pad. Right, so I will put the metric measurements on my blog, but this is 1 inch by 1 5/8, and then I've cut in the pool party again 1 1/8 by 1 3/4 inches. Then with Bermuda Bay ink, I'm inking up the Treat Yourself stamp, and then just make sure you get that sort of in the middle. Yay! And close that up before I put my fist in it. And then that just goes on to our pool party mat with just a teeny weeny border, that's the word. 2 dimensionals. And then we're done. So not the most complicated thing in the world. Remember, you've got until the 3rd of March to order your craft box. I did that the wrong way around. Never mind. Yes. Hey, so I managed to... I brought the flap from the back to the front, and I should have done the one from the front to the back, so you can get it right. Anyway, so as I was saying, you have until the 3rd of March to order your craft box. Remember, it's only £20, and that's delivered in the UK only, I'm afraid. That's delivered straight to your door by Royal Mail. It contains £19.88 of product. If you wanted to buy all of the product individually in full quantities, it would be over £100. So it's a great way of having just a little bit of the sweet, and it is quite a lot of the sweet. You can add in the stamps, the simply striped embossing folder, and the ink spots. So if you want to order those as well, just drop me a note when you send your email through, and I'll add those onto the invoice, and then you just have to pop the money across to me, and I will get everything ordered up on the 4th of March. And then as soon as it arrives, I'll package it up and get it out to you. And it's in a letterbox friendly box. So it comes out, let me grab one that I've already got kind of half done. It comes out in one of these boxes, which is letterbox friendly. And it comes out all wrapped in tissue paper and individually packaged up. So you've got all your trims, your fold back clips, your gems, everything that that's in the kit is individually packaged up. And then this goes into one of my signature polythene mailing bags, which are turquoise blue floral, and there'll be little gifts in there as well. Now, if you order any of the optional extras, you will also get a sheet of the multi-purpose adhesive sheets. You'll get a full sheet, not one that's half used. Great for die cuts, because you can put put it on the back of your card before you put it through the die cutting, through the big shot, and it's all adhesive, makes it a sticker. So that's just a little gift from me if you order any of the optional extras. What else can I tell you? Don't forget it's Celebration, so if you just want to buy anything from my online store, any multiple of £45, you will get a free item. So if you spend £90, you get 2 or a level 2 item, because we've got those this year. So, which are bigger stamp sets or bundles, and some dies. If you want to have a look at those, go over to my my blog, linked below, and you'll see a tab that says catalogues, and there's PDFs of all of the catalogues there, including both Celebration catalogues, because we've now got this second little catalogue, which has got everything in it, just not in full detail, but it's got the new items. If you are looking to spend £80 plus, it may be worth getting the starter kit instead, because you get £130 of products, plus during Celebration, so the end of March, 2 free stamp sets that are full price stamp sets, rather than Celebration stamp sets, if you get my drift. So those are in addition, so you could get up to £200 in your starter kit, £99 delivered to your door for that. If you are not already a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button. If you are not already a subscriber of my newsletter and you're in the UK, if you sign up to my newsletter before the end of Celebration, you will get a mini craft kit, or no, I'll rephrase that, you will get into the draw for a mini craft kit. And I'll do that as a random draw at the beginning of April and get that posted out. So I will need your address as well, but that's on my mailing list request, so that's easy. I think that's probably bored everybody enough. So thank you very much for joining me today. Oh, weather update. You always like my weather updates. As I'm filming this, which is probably yesterday, we weren't supposed to get any snow, and all we've had is what I would call icing sugar. It's heavier in other parts of the UK. For those of you who live in countries where you get, you know, feet of snow over winter, we don't. We don't get that. So when we grind to a shuddering halt because we've got 2 inches of snow, it's because we don't have the infrastructure, because we only get snow once every, you know, 4 or 5 years, if we're unlucky. So, anyway, keep warm if you're in the UK, because it is bitterly cold. If you're elsewhere, I hope you are not suffering from inclement weather, be that too hot, too cold, or too wet, or too dry. And I will see you again very soon. Thanks a lot for watching.